Okay, so this week we are going to start a new series on the phases of design. It's going to be a 4-week series where we go through the 4 major phases of a project. So those are schematic design, design development, construction documents, and construction administration. Those are the 4 main phases for any project that we design. So we just want to dig a little deeper into all of those just so you understand what our deliverables are and what happens at these various phases in case we need to talk a client through this process. So we're going to use, I'm going to try to keep it consistent with the same project so we can kind of see how it develops. So we're going to be using the Courtyard Mission Valley, particularly the public area development. So the first phase that we're going to talk about this week is schematic design. The lobby of the Courtyard of Mission Valley had a lot of flow and path of travel issues. So what we're going to look at really quickly today is just the 3 first pass layouts that I did. This is the most basic level of new space planning that you present to the client just to say, hey, what do you think of this? None of this furniture has been specified. None of it has been designed. I've just in my head, I had ideas for how I wanted it to look, but this is really just to get sort of major blocks set in place. So here on this layout, I'm showing the front desk, and I've sort of color coded the major sections for them. So the front desk and the market, these are staying roughly in the same spot in this layout as the existing was. I've turned what is their existing buffet into a coffee shop, shifted the buffet up to this top part of the lobby, and then created this sort of flexible space that can be used for dining or as a pre-function from the meeting room side, which is up here, leaving their bar in the existing location because that was part of the brief and indicating how we're fixing their path of travel. The second option was a little bit more drastic, just in the sense that we shifted the market into what is currently the business center, kind of a little bit of a different seating layout. Down here is roughly the same, still just color coding to see how we can better use the space. And then the third one was sort of another drastic shift in that we moved the front desk to the other side to enable kind of more lounge seating here. Market stays there. Again, coffee shop and buffet stay the same. So like I said, this is really generic just to get an idea of how the space flows. And so this was sent to ownership. Ownership talked about it. We talked about it on our weekly conference call. The operations team reviewed it. The architect reviewed it. And we then got a lot of feedback and some interesting choices were made. So you guys will get to see next week when we talk through design development about a big shift that was made in this layout that we wouldn't have really understood the capacity for it unless this first phase of schematic was done. So that is what happens during schematic phase. Brief overview of how we think we can lay out the space, a rough idea of where you want your different seating groups. And yeah, this is just kind of our first pass of what our vision is for the new space to get ownership feedback. We will talk about design development and the exciting change that came to this project next week. Okay,